I still remember myself from a long time ago when I used to talk to any girl who showed interest, laughed, and everything seemed to be going well. Then one day, she would lose that interest. However, after years of experience, study, and research into the psychology of women, I was able to understand the reason behind this and find a solution to the problem. If you've been following me for a while, you've probably heard me say this repeatedly. The first step to solving any problem is to identify its cause. There are two main reasons why this issue occurs. The first reason, at that stage when you're with the girl, the situation lacks an element of drama. Now, listen to me carefully. What do I mean by drama? Drama is an emotional process a girl must go through to feel attracted to you. Now, let me share with you the perfect recipe to keep a girl attracted to you in the long term. The only way to achieve this is to make her experience a variety of emotions. Here are the emotions you need to make her feel to maintain her attraction. Excitement. You can achieve this by mixing interest and disinterest during your conversation. Fun. Show her that you are an enjoyable person to be around, so that whenever she thinks of you, she remembers exciting and fun moments. Confusion. Create confusion by leaving a story unfinished or ending a meeting without telling her whether you like her or not. Curiosity. Once she feels confused, she will always be curious to know if you're interested in her or not. Eagerness. Make her eager to learn more about you by keeping her guessing all the time. Jealousy. This is a very important emotion. She should know that you have plenty of options when it comes to women, and she will need to compete to keep your attention. Comfort. A girl will never become physically close to you unless she feels comfortable around you. You should do everything that triggers this feeling of comfort when she is near you. Conflict. This is essential for various reasons. Don't be afraid to engage in a small argument with her from time to time. A good mix of these emotions is the perfect recipe to keep any girl attracted to you for a long time. Don't let one emotion dominate all the time, as it will become boring and she may lose interest in you. To trigger these emotions, you must be unpredictable in everything you do. Always remain a bit mysterious and unpredictable in your conversations, behavior, and the way you express yourself. And we've previously discussed this topic in the series How to Attract Women. However, I've now briefly explained the meaning of drama for a girl. If you'd like me to delve deeper into each emotion individually, just let me know in the comments. The second reason is that she felt you want her more than she wants you. This is something any girl does, regardless of her personality. The moment she senses that you desire her more than she desires you, she begins to pull away. This becomes evident through your actions, which reflect your fear of losing her, such as doing everything she asks for and going out of your way to please her, or saying phrases like, "My life has no meaning without you. I'm just a worthless person without you. I am nothing without you in my life," and similar expressions. Yes, I understand that you are trying through these words to make her feel how important she is to you because you love her. However, excessive efforts to please her and saying such phrases will not make her feel the same way about you. Now that you know the reasons, what's the solution? How can you attract her back? The first thing you need to do is assess your situation. You must understand whether the girl has lost interest in you or if she was never interested in the first place. This is a common problem many guys face. How you handle the situation and what you should do depends on your current status with the girl. There are two scenarios, and I will explain each in detail. Scenario 1. If you've recently met the girl and have only seen her once or twice, this means you're still in the hunting phase. How so? I always say, don't chase the girl, let her invest in you. But in the beginning, as a man, you must take the initiative. You are the one who needs to take the first step and approach her. Once you attract her, she will start to pursue you and invest her effort in you to keep you around. For example, if you've just met her and sent her a message but she didn't respond, you can wait a while and then comment on one of her stories or something similar. Or if she works with you and one day she talks to you but the next day she doesn't, you can take the initiative and start the conversation. At the beginning, there's nothing wrong with starting the conversation yourself. It's completely natural and not a mistake. Honestly, if you're in this situation, it's not a big problem because it's very rare for a girl to show her interest from the first meeting. The reason is that a girl, from the moment she wakes up, is approached by dozens of men trying to get her attention constantly. Girls are desirable beings and have many options. Therefore, for her to show interest in you from the first meeting, you'd need to be tall, strong, rich, and possess all the ideal traits, which is very rare. Even if you have all these qualities, it doesn't prevent her from losing interest over time. Scenario 2. This scenario, which is the focus of this entire video, occurs when the girl has has shown interest in you. Perhaps you've met her 6 or 7 times or even more, and everything seemed to be going well. Then suddenly, she stops talking to you as much and no longer seems interested in seeing you. I've already explained the reasons why this happens, but now I'll tell you what you need to do. This stage is very challenging, and there are 7 essential steps you must follow. If you ignore even one of them, you can be sure that this girl will walk away from you forever. The first thing you need to do is not to over-communicate. When a girl stops communicating with you, avoid excessive talking or sending repeated messages. Do not call her twice in a row or try to initiate conversations to find out why she stopped talking to you. Similarly, don't follow her around or repeatedly try to talk to her at school or work while she remains silent and appears to be avoiding you. Before this situation occurred, you were likely communicating with her naturally, calling her occasionally, but suddenly you started sending multiple messages and showing an urgent desire to know what happened. This behavior reveals that you're afraid of losing her interest. Now, pay close attention. Never let a girl see that you feel she no longer wants you, even if you truly feel that way deep inside. This feeling must remain buried within you and never be shown. The key point I want you to understand during this phase is not to increase the volume of communication. The second point, do not confess your feelings to her. When a girl starts to distance herself from you and loses interest, you will feel immense internal pressure to express your feelings and try to talk to her to win her back. You might think to yourself, maybe she distanced herself because she didn't know that I liked her. But the reality is the opposite. She likely distanced herself because she felt you liked her too much and needed her desperately. Therefore, when you start expressing your feelings to bring her back, this becomes one of the biggest mistakes you can make. Please, do not do this. Don't fall into this trap. I'm speaking to you from personal experience. I've made this mistake twice. The first time, I didn't know better. The second time, I knew I shouldn't confess my feelings, yet I still called her and said, I have feelings for you. That's why I'm repeating and emphasizing, do not confess your feelings to a girl after she has distanced herself from you. The only situation in which, as a man, you should confess your feelings is when the girl confesses her love for you. If a girl comes to you after a long relationship and says, I love you, then it's fine to say, I love you too. This was the second rule. Do not express your feelings. Now let's talk about one of the most important rules that many people fail to follow. Third, do not express your anger. How? For example, if you send her a message and she doesn't reply, or you call her and she doesn't answer, then you block her. Many people think this helps maintain their self-respect or dignity, but the truth is, it doesn't. This only shows her that you were emotionally affected by her actions. Do not block her when you face this issue, thinking it will make her regret her actions and come back to you. No, this will only confirm to her that you're still attached to her and that she had a significant impact on you. Similarly, do not send her a message asking, why didn't you reply? Or saying, I'm tired of you and the games you're playing. This is something I used to do often. When I started reading about women's psychology and began to understand it, I realized that when a girl did something to upset me, I would laugh and say, I'm tired of you and I know you're only doing this to make me chase you. Please, brother, don't do this. Never say to her, I'm tired of this. In other words, do not get angry when a girl distances herself from you, and even if you feel anger, at the very least, don't show it. Don't insult her, don't block her, and don't do anything like that. Fourth, do not apologize. What I mean here is apologizing in the wrong way, which is a mistake many men make. We, as men, are logical beings and tend to view life through a rational lens. The problem many face is that they try to approach dating with this same rational mindset. How? When you're talking to a girl and she suddenly stops communicating, you might think to yourself, since she stopped talking, there must be a problem. I'll try to figure out the issue and fix it. Then you start apologizing to explain your actions. For example, you might call her or send her a message saying, that day I didn't go out with you because I went out with my friends and it was necessary to meet them. Or, I'm sorry for not replying to you. I was at work and didn't leave early that day. Never make this mistake. When you apologize, the girl interprets this as you being afraid that she no longer wants you. She sees that you couldn't handle her silence, her absence, or her negativity. This makes you appear weak on the inside in her eyes. Fifth, don't jump directly to the final solution. What does that mean? Going to her and saying, look, I want you. If you want me, great. If not, just tell me and let's end this. When you confront her this directly and say such things, you're showing her that she has affected you, caused you confusion, and put you under pressure that you're desperate to escape from in any way. In this phase, where the girl distances herself and loses interest, you must be comfortable with staying in the gray area. However, this only applies to this specific situation because there are other scenarios where being direct and upfront is fine. For example, if you're in the friend zone, it's okay to express your interest openly without hesitation, as I've discussed in this series. And by the way, if you're struggling with the gray area and want me to create a video on it, let me know in the comments. But in this case, when the girl loses interest interest, don't try to escape the gray area by confronting her directly and asking whether she wants you or not. 6th, don't give her gifts, offer her money, or take her to an expensive restaurant. Never make this mistake. If you do, the girl will think to herself, he bought me this gift just to make me love him. If you want to buy a gift for a girl, do it for an occasion like her birthday or another special event. But in this moment, when she is distancing herself or losing interest, don't try to get closer to her by giving her gifts or investing in her. If you do this, you'll appear as if you're trying to buy her love, and this behavior will only push her further away from you. This is a common mistake many young men make. Please, don't make it yourself. Since the beginning of this video, I've been talking to you about what to do with a girl, but now I'm going to talk to you about your mindset and how you should think. 7th, don't doubt yourself. How so? When a girl loses interest in you, don't start talking to yourself saying, maybe I'm not attractive enough, maybe I have a weak personality, maybe I don't have enough money, or maybe I'm too shy, and then begin to devalue yourself and lower your self-esteem. This issue is not about her, it's about you. Please, don't doubt yourself. A girl's attraction to you, or lack of it, has nothing to do with you as a person or your personality. It has everything to do with your actions, whether you knew how to act or not. Everything revolves around your behavior. If the girl doesn't like you, it means she didn't like your behavior, not you as a person. And behavior is something you can change anytime you want. Now let me give you a golden piece of advice that I want you to remember for the rest of your life, which sums up everything we've discussed in this video. The moment a girl loses interest in you and starts to distance herself, give her space, let her be, stay calm and composed, and give her some distance. Don't talk to her and stay away. When the girl sees that you've done all this, as I've explained in the video, and that you've given her space, you can be 100% sure that she will come back and reach out to you again. However, when the girl comes back, sends you a message, or starts talking to you, don't invite her on a date right away. Why? Because if you do, she will assume that you've been waiting for her the whole time just to see when she'd return. She'll also think that the strength and composure you displayed were merely a facade, and that now that she's back, you want to meet her to confirm whether she still likes you. So don't ask her for a date. Talk to her casually and reignite her emotions, as I've explained in the previous videos. Only after a certain period has passed should you ask her for a date. By the way, there's a chance that the girl did all of this just to manipulate you. If you'd like to learn more about this topic, make sure to watch this video.